What is the absolute worst thing that can happen to you? It's not losing money. It's not getting into an accident. The worst calamity, the most painful disaster, is treachery after trust. The ugliest injustice is rejection after you've already been accepted. Betrayal is the deepest wound a human soul can endure. It's the dirtiest, most foul act a person can commit. And for me personally, betrayal and treachery are the only sins I simply cannot forgive or overlook. Why? Because betrayal is not a moment of weakness. It's not a mistake. It is a conscious, calculated decision. The person who betrays you chose to deceive you. Nobody forced them. They decided to cheat. It wasn't some unavoidable accident. They looked you in the eye, knowing your trust, and chose to shatter it. And this isn't just a personal feeling. God himself hates betrayers. This is their ultimate punishment, the only one they truly need. The Quran says, "Indeed, Allah does not like anyone who is a betrayer, ungrateful." Think about that. To be unliked by God. What a terrible state to be in, but here is where it gets even more terrifying. There's a rule that many of us break out of a misguided sense of loyalty. The rule is this: do not defend the betrayer. It's forbidden. You might have a friend, a brother, or a relative who did something wrong, and your instinct is to stand up for them, to make excuses, to justify their mistake out of love or kindness. But you cannot do this with a betrayer. The Quran is explicit, and do not be an advocate for the deceitful. The filth of treachery doesn't just stain the traitor. It spreads to anyone who accepts it, who tolerates it, and who defends it. Have you ever seen that person, that loyal fool, trying to cover up their friend's betrayal? They twist words, blur the lines of truth, and try to make the victim look crazy. They become complicit. So stop. Do not argue on behalf of the deceitful. Your loyalty should be to the truth, not to the liar. There is an ultimate warning, a command given directly to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that serves as a guide for all of us. God says, "And if you fear from a people betrayal, throw their treaty back to them on equal terms." Indeed, Allah does not like traitors. What does this mean? It means if you have a deal, a relationship, an agreement with someone, and you start to feel that they might betray you, you don't wait to be stabbed in the back. You warn them. You tell them, "I am suspicious. I sense a change." You raise the alert level. You put everything on the table. Even if you suspect they are about to attack you and you decide to take preemptive action to protect yourself, you remain honorable in the eyes of God. Why? Because you acted out of a fear of treachery. And Allah does not like traitors. He prefers clarity and confrontation over deception and backstabbing. He prefers the person who says, "I don't trust you anymore," to the person who smiles while sharpening a knife behind their back. Now let's make a critical distinction. What is the difference between a thief and a traitor? This is a point that will save you a lot of heartache. A thief is simply someone who took something that wasn't theirs. They see an opportunity and they take it. But a traitor is someone you trusted. You gave them access. You opened your doors, your heart, or your secrets to them. Then they stole from you. Then they deceived you. That is why every traitor is a thief, but not every thief is a traitor. The crime of betrayal is the squandering of trust. It doesn't matter if it was a material trust, like money or property. It could be a secret you shared in confidence. It could be an emotional intimacy you allowed them to have. It could be a position of support where you relied on them to have your back. When they take that trust and trample on it for their own gain, that is betrayal. And that is why I, and every person with a functioning mind, conscience, and heart, cannot forgive a traitor. Let me tell you a personal story. Just a few months ago, a man came to me. He was polite beyond measure, dripping with courtesy. He swore on the Quran that his intentions were pure and good. I entrusted something valuable to him, an *AMANAH*, a trust. But before he left, he did something strange. He insisted, "Shake my hand. Let us recite Al-Fatiha, the opening chapter of the Quran." He said, "As I take this in my hand, I swear I will return it." He made this grand, holy gesture. When the time came for the item to be returned, his entire demeanor changed. He denied everything. "I took nothing from you," he said, cold as ice. "And what about the handshake? What about the oath over Al-Fatiha?" He laughed it off. "Swear by God and drink its water," he said. An old saying that basically means, forget it, it's worthless. You see, we prepare for life's obvious dangers. We calculate for the snakes and the scorpions. But we never truly calculate for the treachery of a man who uses God's name to deceive you. His betrayal forced me into an impossible position. It corners you. Should I fight for my rights with force and risk the ugly consequences of stooping to that level? Or should I just surrender in helpless frustration, letting him get away with it? This is the prison betrayal creates. That traitor, that man, was completely free not to recite Al-Fatiha. No one asked him to. He insisted on it himself. It was part of his routine, part of his toolkit for deception. He did it because he is fundamentally an incomplete man. A man lacking in character and integrity. And this brings me to a dark but true proverb we have. The one accustomed to deficiency sees loyalty as a trap. A person who is fundamentally broken, insecure, and deficient on the inside can't comprehend genuine loyalty or kindness. When you are good to them, they don't see it as a gift. They see it as a weakness to be exploited. They think this person is a fool. I have to get one over on them before they get me. So they try to escape the trap of your loyalty, even if they just shook your hand and swore an oath. This is precisely why I can find it in my heart to reconcile with almost any sinner. People make mistakes, but I am against the very existence of the traitor in our lives. Think about it. In nations, what is the one crime that is never treated lightly? Treason. Countries that prove treason against the state often execute the traitors. There is no light sentence, it's seen as the ultimate crime. Yet, in our personal lives, the crime of betrayal often passes with no accountability. The traitor walks away, ready to find their next victim. And what is the most humiliating insult of it all? It's not just the loss. It's the injustice that falls upon you, and how your surrender to that injustice feels like a condemnation of yourself. To reclaim your right, your only path is often to lower yourself to their level, to get into the mud with them. The dignified, respectable person is forced to become one of them, to play their dirty games just to get back what was stolen through deceit. It's a violation of your principles. So here is the final commandment, the only rule you need to live by to protect your soul and the souls of others. My friend, listen closely. Do not betray the one who trusted you. Even if that trust was just a single word whispered in confidence. Even if it was just a secret you promised to keep. Be honorable. Be clear in your love and be clear in your enmity. If you love someone, be loyal. If you have an issue with someone, be direct. And if you cannot keep a promise, then for God's sake, don't make IT. Your word is your bond. Don't be the person whose oaths are worthless, whose handshakes are empty, and whose heart is a barren wasteland where trust goes to die. Be better than that. Thank you so much for listening. If this message resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more thoughts on living a life of principle and integrity. I'll see you in the next one.